All right, guys, we are back for the Q&A part 3. And sorry if, this is a lot of parts, but I do want to give you guys the time and the attention and not just, blatantly answer a question then move on. I want to give some quality answers. So, cuz I appreciate the support you guys give me and yeah, so anyway, let's move on. So, Game Legend, I have a question. Will Wally be coming back season 3 because there's no Speed Force in the show? So, how do you think he will come back? I mean, they did a lot of flashbacks of Wally for him not to be coming back in the show. So how do you think Wally will come back? My theory is that there's no Speed Force. Maybe they can fix the time pod that Bart traveled to. I don't think they'll do time travel. I think they say there's no Speed Force, but how is there no Speed Force? Like, how is there no Speed Force? Because that's literally how the Flash gets his power. So that doesn't make any sense. I think what they mean is they haven't discovered the Speed Force yet, because that is a thing. Like Wally and Bart and Barry. Yeah, gosh, couldn't even think of his name for a second. All of them, they discovered it. So it wasn't like they just knew, oh yeah, Speed Force, So I think that he will discover the Speed Force and then he will get out of the Speed Force. So that's just my prediction, but he'll come back one way or another. They'll find a way. Maybe someone will punch a hole through the dimensions or, shatter the reality and then it has to get reconstructed or something crazy like they do in the comics. Dark Knight fan, I got a couple questions for you. What do you think of the current state of DC Comics is at, and do you agree that Dan DiDio, I think that's his name, Dan DiDio, should be fired because he clearly wants to go back to the New 52. Oh, does he really? Oh, that's really stupid. Yeah, there's been a lot of decisions he's been a part of that people disagree with, and I think, he's been with the company a long time, but I don't really feel like he's made any positive contributions. Like, I feel like the negative outweighs it. So, but I think Rebirth is in a fairly good spot. They brought DC Comics back, so definitely don't go forward. Jeez, I messed that up completely. Don't go back. Don't go back to New 52. Those were the Dark Ages, and we don't want those back. Do you watch Young Justice Abridged? I do not. I actually didn't know there was an Abridged series. That's interesting. How do you feel about Broly being the villain for the next Dragon Ball film? I'm excited. I have to say, I don't think his design is as good as it was in the original. I like the purple and green. It's just kind of, but I don't know. I've gotten more used to it. I think that Broly is going to be hype. I actually do like Broly. I know there's some Dragon Ball fans like, oh my gosh, Broly's so horrible. But I do. I like Broly for what he is. And yeah, I'm excited. It should be good. You enjoying My Hero Academia so far? Yeah, you know it. I am. So I currently watch the English dub. And I don't watch it subbed. I only watch it dubbed. So I wait for those episodes to come out. But yeah, it's good. Personally, though, I have to say, I think the best arcs are not the villain ones. I think the villain ones aren't as good as the exam arcs, I guess. So what was it? The sports festival arc, and then this current arc, the hero certification licensing, whatever. Those two are the best arcs to me, and I think that the current one that we're in right now in season 3 is the best arc. Of course, it could go totally 180, I don't know, but for right now, I'm enjoying it more than I've enjoyed any other arc, probably. So, yeah, I'm enjoying it. And what would you want to see from 2003 Teen Titans if it actually comes back? I would like to just see a really well-written, very enjoyable series like the original. Honestly, it's not a lot. It's not asking a lot, but honestly, I would just like to see it be a good series again. Honestly, I'm not asking a lot, but I do think that as long as it's well written and it has good stories and good humor, I'm down for it. That's really all I want. That's all I could ask for, honestly. How do you see Kid Flash coming back if he does? I feel like I've covered that one a lot at this point, so I don't really feel like reiterating it again because it'd be kind of redundant. How do you see Young Justice Outsiders being more mature than the other 2 seasons? I think it's just going to be more blood, possibly, a little bit more violence. I don't think it's going to be like swearing and all that stuff. I feel like that'd be weird. Like if you went 2 seasons and you didn't, and then all of a sudden, all the characters are swearing and all that. I don't think they're going to do that. But who knows? I mean, with Titans, no one expected Robin to drop an F-bomb, so I guess who knows, but I hope they don't go down that route. That'd be terrible. Do you think Jason Todd or Wally West are going to come back? I did cover that already, and yes, they both will definitely come back. Absolutely. Okay, so I've thought up a problem for Young Justice Season 3 because I'm excited about new characters. However, I would love to see more of the old characters, especially the original team. How do you think they should balance it so it's not just Season 1 fan service or just a completely new show? Also, what characters are you excited to see in the new season? So, he brings up a valid point because in Season 2, this was definitely a problem. Whether you want to admit it or not, it was an issue. In Season 2, a lot of the characters just did not get a lot of time. And I think what they could do with Season 3, and I think what they are, to me, it looks like they're doing, is they're going to have the older characters be more of this kind of co-op team, and then the younger characters are going to be in the actual Young Justice team. So that way we have two different teams. I think that that's really the best way they can do it, because if you have a lot of characters in a lot of different places, that makes it very difficult. So, I feel like, to me, the original team in Season 2, for the most part, I mean, well, Superboy and Miss Martian didn't get a lot to do. Wally was the only one that got shafted to me, because he didn't really get a lot to do, and then he died, so that kind of sucks. But I feel like if they just have two teams and they give both teams equal time, it'll be fine. Here's my question. If the head of the DC Universe, how would you change the live-action Titans, and who would you replace the heroes? I'm just guessing. So DC Universe, how would I change it? I would not make it a meme. I would not make it super edgy and dark, and I would just make it like the comics, honestly. I don't feel like that's a hard thing, but for some reason DC has a really hard time adapting their comics to be comic book accurate. I don't know what's up with that. And how to fix the Arrowverse. Oh, geez. We see DC films and DC TV in 10 years from now, and we're seeing ourselves... sorry, I don't quite follow that. Keep up the work. Thank you. So, the Arrowverse. Man, I gotta be honest. Oh, where do you see the DC films and DC TV? Okay, I got you. So, DC TV, I feel like, is gonna end at some point, because Arrow is the flagship, and Flash is like, I don't know, like almost the anchor, because it's probably the most popular. But I don't see them going on that much longer. Well, especially Arrow, because Arrow, I don't see how they could possibly make it go on that much longer, because it's already went on for a pretty long time. But 10 years from now, I mean, it is making them a lot of money, so there's that. But I feel like it's going to be like Smallville, where it was a popular series, but it has to end at some point. So I don't really know. Without Arrow and then Flash one at some point, like I don't know. 10 years from now, it's that's tough. I just don't really see them doing anything at that point, or just having completely different series or rebooting it or something like that. So yeah, how to fix the Arrowverse? There's no fixing the Arrowverse. Come on, let's be real. There's been too many bad seasons, and they've done too many weird things with the characters. I just don't feel like at this point it's worth it, because it's like, if you want to watch the whole series, you gotta slug through so many bad seasons. Like, literally, what is it, like half and half now? So it's half good and half bad. That's not worth it to me. So, I mean, just make the other seasons good, I guess, is the best you can hope for. But, I mean, what is it? I think most people say seasons 1, 2, and 5 are good, and 3, 4, and 6 are all horrible. So, I don't know. I think they're on season 7, right? Or are they on? I don't even know anymore. I don't keep up with it, but I know that really there's only one good newer season, and the first 2 are viewed as good, but other than that, no. So yeah. Oh, and if made Batman v Superman, how to change it? Oh boy. I would do some pretty drastic changes. For one, I wouldn't have even made that movie. I mean, what? Okay, so if I had to make Batman v Superman, let's say I don't have a choice. I'm told by Warner Brothers, you gotta make Batman v Superman. If I had to make it, okay, so I wouldn't make Superman Depression Man. I wouldn't make Batman Murder Man. I wouldn't make the film extremely dark. I mean, I like the stylized sort of Nolan look, but I feel like I like okay, so I like the Dark Knight trilogy. I like Man of Steel, but I just would make the writing better, and I wouldn't make it so mopey. And I would make them actually put color in the movie. That would be great. And Lex, man, I would make Lex the classic villain, not this weird Eisenberg version. Doomsday, I would not do Doomsday that way. I probably wouldn't even do Doomsday. I feel like if they did Joker and Lex as villains, it would work way better. And just have it kind of be like the Batman Superman Power Hour, you know, like they did back in the animated series. But anyway, that's all I had for this part. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys on the next part.